So I've decided to do a third video, and this is actually my third attempt at doing it as well because I'm really tired and I keep fucking up. But which in a way kind of does make this a bit scripted, but I haven't got a script. It just means that I want to get to the point more often, which I'm detracting from right now. So there's a petition going around, and I saw it on Facebook, but it's on change.org. At least I think it's called change.org. And the petition is to add body modification onto the Equal Opportunities Act. Now, the Equal Opportunities Act says that whatever ethnicity you have, whatever gender you have, it doesn't matter as long as you're capable for the job. You are equal to anybody else who goes for it. So if a man and a woman both went for the same job, it's not down to the gender, it's down to who can do the job better. And it's a really good thing. I'm not sure what it's like in America. I assume there's something very similar to it, but that's what we have in Britain, and as far as I know, in Europe as well. But I think it's a really valid point because I've got two tattoos. I've got a chest piece, which is a ghost coming out of Jack in the Box, and I've got one on my calf, which I'm not moving my laptop for because I'll never get into the right position again. But I've got one on my calf, which is Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Now, neither of these are visible tattoos, but there are a lot of people, like my best friend, Liam, who's from Forever and a Day, and that should get me some views. But yeah, Liam has got lots of tattoos. He's got, I'm not gonna add them up. He's got like 8 or 9, possibly more. Well, hang on, right, we'll go for him. Okay, he's got his knuckles. He's got both hands. He's got a microphone, the owl, day to remember artwork, pocket watch, diamond, chest, collarbone, should I say, tattoo behind his ear, and I think I'm missing one, but I'm not entirely sure. I might have got them all. But anyway, he's got a fair few tattoos that are on show, and that shouldn't be a problem in work. There are a lot of people that think that because you have tattoos, therefore you're somewhat stupider, or you're more common, or more working class. And to an extent, the working class one is true, because you don't find many very wealthy people that have lots of tattoos. The main reason for that is a lot of the wealthy people in Britain, in any case, are people that were born into money and born into quite a conservative family who have very conservative views. And I don't feel like I'm saying anything right. I'm really, really sorry because I'm tired and my brain's kind of dying a bit. But yeah, it's not on, really, because a tattoo doesn't make you any stupider than anyone else. Because I mean, the way I view it, it's art, and I'm not a huge fan of art. If I ever talk about it in the future, you'll find out that I don't particularly care much about most forms of art. I don't enjoy going to art galleries or anything like that because to me a painting is a painting, and if it looks good, it looks good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I really, really do like tattoos, and I want to personally get covered. I just don't have the money for it at the moment. But I want sleeves, my chest, the back piece. I want socks. I want as much as I can get done before I become a tattoo. And that shouldn't make people think that I'm stupider because of it, because I'm not. Yeah, I don't attend any form of education at the moment, but that doesn't make me stupid, because I actually, especially when I was younger, I was very ahead of everyone else in my class. I used to get the highest scores and used to do work that was at least a couple of years ahead of what I should be doing. And I kind of fucked that up, and I know I fucked that up myself, because I became too complacent, I got lazy, and then when it actually came for me to work, I couldn't be asked. But that's a stupid thing to do, but it doesn't mean I'm a stupid person. And having tattoos, it doesn't make you stupid. There was a, can't remember who the photo was of, but it was of a scientist. A scientist who's very well off, someone who was very well respected in his field, whichever his field was. They had a photo of him, and he was wearing a he was wearing a lab coat, and he was stood at his work desk, and he was there doing something scientific, and everyone would look at him and think, well, that's a smart guy, he knows what he's doing. And the next photo is exactly the same photo. Phone's finished charging. It's exactly the same photo, but he has his lab coat off, and he's actually covered in tattoos. He's got like sleeves and neck, and underneath it says something along the lines of, "It didn't make me stupid." And I think that's a really good point, is that it just, I've said it again and again, but it doesn't make you stupid. And the same for anybody for modifications like piercings. I do think there's an extent you should go with piercings. Like, I know of somebody who has got like 20 facial piercings or something ridiculous like that, and I personally don't think that looks nice. I don't like it, but it doesn't make him a stupid person, and it doesn't mean that because he's got it, he should be treated as a lesser human. The same for tattoos and anybody else who has any form of body modification. So I'd really urge anybody who watches this, even though the chances are very slim of anyone watching this, that you shouldn't judge somebody on the basis of what you see. I mean, you get told time and time again, never judge a book by its cover. And then when it comes to it, you'll look at somebody and you'll decide who they are. And that's not fair on the person, because you haven't got to know them. You have no idea what kind of person they are. A lot of jobs don't like the fact that, a lot of employers, sorry, they don't like the fact that I've got long hair, or that I've got a beard, or that I look slightly alternative in some respects to what the mainstream is. I don't look really smart and presentable, or what society tells us is smart and presentable. And that's not fair, because at the end of the day, at my job, I walk around a floor of an arcade, tell people to get out sometimes, and call a technician sometimes. And sometimes I get to clean as well. So it's not like I have to be all suited and booted and look really smart. And I mean, I understand I shouldn't look just scruffy. I shouldn't roll out of bed, stick on my work clothes and go, because you shouldn't really do anything like that. You shouldn't. You should always take pride in your appearance. But if you take pride in an appearance that you like, then it shouldn't matter what other people think, and it doesn't affect your job. Unless your job specifically dictates that you do something that, say, the way you dress, the way you style your hair, facial hair, or tattoos, even though I have no idea what you could do in tattoos, but something that would affect your job. But if it doesn't affect your job, then it shouldn't matter. And I'm sick of people. I'm sick of people who bang on and on about how it's not cool to have tattoos, and that just because they're you know, the people that say, oh, a tattoo's permanent and all that, once you get it, you can't get rid of it, maybe then you won't get tattoos. I understand that tattoos are permanent, and that's one of the reasons I want tattoos, is to have something that I've chosen to have, that I get to have forever. And there's not a problem with it. I don't understand what people's problems are with having tattoos, having piercings. I really want snake bites. I've wanted snake bites for ages, but because my best friend has snake bites, I didn't want people to just like bitch around and say that I was copying him because he hasn't. But now he's taking them out, I could get snake bites, but I'm not allowed any facial piercings for my work, and I don't know why. I could understand to a point that, because if there was ever a fight, which is very rare, but it does happen, if there's a fight and I get involved and somebody managed to catch it and pull it, then it would hurt. But no more than somebody, say, grabbing my hair and pulling it, or somebody punching me in the face. I think that would actually probably hurt quite a bit more. And it's just not on, it's not fair, and I really urge people to stop judging, stop thinking that because somebody has tattoos they're stupid, or that they're making mistakes with their life, or that they can't amount to anything, because really there are successful people across the country and across the world that have got body modifications. And if you agree with me, or if I've changed your mind, then please find the petition I'm talking about. It's called something like Include Body Modifications in the Equal Opportunities Act. And yeah, please, just, I mean, they're trying to get to 1 million. And if 1 million people speak out about it and say that, yes, we want tattoos, we don't want to be judged like anybody else. I mean, you don't say you can't work here because you're black, or you can't do this job because you're a woman, or even because you're a man. We don't say things like that, so why should we pick at the really little individual things? Almost like we're looking for something to replace what we judged on people before, and it's not fair. And I, for one, have really just had enough, and I'm actually getting quite pissy. I'm feeling quite awake now. So, I know it might be because I've drank a lot of the merge, which is a cheap energy drink, but it gets you pumped. Gets me pumped, man. So yeah, just sign the petition and let everyone else know that you're not a bigot, because a bigot isn't just somebody who's racist. A bigot, in fact, I'm not entirely sure, but as far as I know, a bigot isn't defined as somebody who doesn't like someone because of their race. It's someone who doesn't like someone because of their. It's right. A bigot is somebody who discriminates against someone else, and you shouldn't discriminate against anyone. You shouldn't think that just because there's something different about them to you, that you should be different. That you should be different. So, God, I'm really making a cock up at this point. You shouldn't think that just because someone's different to you, that they're less than you, because they're not. If anything, that makes you a worse person and makes them above you. So, don't be a bigot. Sign the petition and drink a madge. Alright, I'm going to leave it there because I could talk far longer, but it's getting late and the house is probably pissed off with me because I've probably woken people up. So yeah, I'll talk to you later, and I'll do one tomorrow night, and I'll actually keep on ball of this vlogging malarkey that I want to do.